Happy Monday evening to everybody. Hope we're doing good. See if we can't get this stream going. I need to check. I've got a wicked feedback issue going on in my headset. Hang on 2 seconds. What is going on here? Huh. Is that any better? That's a little better. May have to just deal with it. All right, so what is the plan for today? Plan for today is, so at the end of the last stream, I was putting together the stuff for the phase 4 so I could just clear through it, since I'd kind of ignored it for a long time. So after the stream, I just let it run a little bit and kind of build up all the stuff. So I've got it all. It's in containers up there at the top, ready to go. So I think that's the first thing that we're going to jump in here and do is just check that and get it knocked out. So let's get up there and get this kicked off. I do need to be careful. This factory still has something going on with it. It is a glitch of some sort, and if I get too close to a certain spot, I get stuck. Like I can't move. And I don't know what's going on. I thought it was something, it started right around Fixmas time, and I thought it had something to do with that, but apparently it's progressed and sticking around. All right, so phase 4, we have 500 assembly director systems, 500 magnetic field generators, 250 thermal propulsion rockets, and 100 nuclear pasta. So I did all the math right. So 502, 500, 100, and 252. So we're just going to delete all these, put them in our inventory, and get this knocked out. Let's see. Assembly director's done. Magnetic field generator's done. Thermal propulsion done. And nuclear pasta done. So this is actually the farthest I've ever gotten in the game. I've always restarted prior to getting this far.
Welcome to the Pioneers Got Power Problems presentation. That was a joke. Anyway, you're familiar with the process. Just throw the lever and the automated systems will take over. Imagine all the time and effort that the human brain cannot comprehend, so just trust in me and fix it policy and everything will go as planned. Answering all your questions
Trust in you.
We simply do not have. Everything is going to be just fine, so long as you do your job. We've come this far together after all, haven't we? Anyway, you know what to do. Just don't forget to keep producing previous project parts, and plan ahead when setting up new production lines, and make sure not to leave it all until the last moment.
Oh, we're definitely leaving it to the last moment. Alright, let's send it. And get back here and look at it. That's gotta be one of the coolest animations in the entire game. Alright, what do we got going on here? Alright. Wonderful.
Phase 4 of project assembly.
So phase 5 is done. Need all those things. We're not even going to start working on those at all.
Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose.
Let's go down here and just check. Since I haven't seen any of this stuff, let's take a look. All right, matter conversion.
Will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish project.
Time crystals, diamonds, fixit trigons, reanimated SAM, converters, alchemical sculptors. I could almost get this right now. I saved up a little bit of extra stuff when I was running that. Coders, blueprint Mark IIIs, spatial regularity, peak efficiency. I mean, I could almost just get this right now and get it out of the way, but I'm not going to do anything with this stuff right away. So there's really no need to. So we're just going to hold off on that. Have anything in there? Let's just double check the MAM. Let's see what we've got left here. A few miscellaneous things here and there. Nothing crazy, nothing I need to get right now. Okay, and I've been syncing all this Fixmas stuff because I'm probably not going to come back to that even in the future. Trying to just get a few coupons out of that. We're going to let that run. Okay, so the plan for today, besides getting that phase 4 done, is going to be resource gathering for the Ingot factory. And we had decided previously we want to start with limestone and quartz. Problem with that's going to be there's no quartz near kind of the closest limestone. Let's turn this back on. Clear that. Is that a roadway? What I just came down? It's a train path. This is like one of the very first ones that I built. This is just running some plastic. Yeah, I don't have any true, well, I mean, I'd kind of do, I don't know if you could see that far. So I've got a similar setup that I've got some truck, there you can see one right there. Got trucks running on it. Which I think I'm going to institute that when we get over here to start looking into grabbing these resources. I can slowly putter my way over there. So I want to go to the grassy fields. I mean, that's the closest, most abundant source of the resources. Plus I've already got train network running through there, so it makes somewhat sense to start there. Okay, so while I was traveling over here, ooh, I can delete these while we're going over here. I had to determined that I wasn't going to use this center lane. I had zero experience with train signals until I built this, and it works. Cannot tell you what I did or how I did it. I mean, these are all, obviously, these are block signals. But at my intersections and stuff, I basically just did trial and error, just played with it. I would put a block down. I heard somewhere that you put, let's go back over there and look. I think you put a block signal going into an intersection and a path signal coming out. I don't remember if that's what I did, but I've heard that. So like here. Oh, maybe it's path in, block out. So path here, path. I got path on both sides. I don't know. I mean, it works. I've got nothing but path signals going through these intersections. And then block signals after. But it was just like, let me start putting these down, throw some trains on, and see if it works. That was it. What's this random power pole doing down here? We don't need you. Okay, so I want to get everything humanly possible out of this area. The question's going to be how? All these random. Oh, no. We don't want to delete that. All these random power poles just laying around. I don't even know what these were from. But let's get rid of them because we don't need them. Oh, I was building my train blueprints over here. That's what I was doing. Now we're taking a little detour. And I just plop those down for power. Okay, so we need to find a spot for the train station. And it's going to need to have 1, 2, 3, at least 3 platforms, 3 stations. Because over here we've got, let's just pop the map open. Probably could delete some of these trains now. So we've got a limestone. Oh, look, I've got them labeled. Look at me thinking ahead. So quartz and limestone. Get this train out of the way. What's this one? Bauxite and caterium. Coal, iron, and copper. So we've got caterium over here, we've got limestone, we've got copper, we've got iron, and we have 1 coal node over here. So what I guess we really need to do is first figure out where we're going to put the station, right? Second thing is going to be how many of these nodes are we going to need? and at what rate to get them over there. Because pop open my spreadsheet, Ingot factory. So we need 8,000. Let's just use limestone as an example. We need 8,000 per minute limestone being brought in. Let's see. I've got Satisfactory calculator popped up. So I do have Mark III miners. Not a problem there. But if you look at just the general area of the grassy fields, we've got impure, normal, impure, 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 normal. Well, we probably should just add all these up. Let's see. So and I don't know if we want to overclock them, right? And we may just see what our outputs would be with a Mark III standard, and then kind of go from there. But there's a lot. I mean, you can go kind of the extended portions of the grassy fields. Has a lot more. So maybe what we want to do, let's do this. We need to count up the number of nodes. Where do we want to do this? I'm trying to get a clean spreadsheet so I can pop it up on screen. All right, somewhat. So grassy fields, limestone. So we've got impure, normal. This is gonna be a crude spreadsheet, and then pure. I don't think there's any pure ones. There's not. I'm not even gonna list them. All right, so impures, standard overclock Mark III is 120 per minute. Normals are 240. Let's just do this, just so we have it as an idea. 150, 200, 250. 150, 200, 250. All right, what's impure? 180, 240, 300. 180, 240, 300. And what's normal? 360, 480, and 600. All right, let's count these up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 impures. How many normals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, also 6. Bum, 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 bum. This doesn't really matter since it's 6 and 6. All right, so if we maxed out the, we could get 5,400 just out of the grassy fields if we did 250%, which would be, how many power shards would that be? 12 times 3? 36 power shards? It's not bad. So we may go this route right here. Because that gets us almost all the way to... I don't want to do math in my head. Do not want to do math in my head. 2,600. Like, we're almost there. We are almost there. Because then that would just leave, you know, finding one other area. I mean, that'll encompass all this area here. And then we really only have to pull from somewhere close by for the limestone. So, but the key is going to be, it's kind of a cool color. The key is going to be putting this platform to where we can easily access the vast majority of these resources over here without too much difficulty. So the plan is to have the, let's get rid of this, have the materials brought in from each node by truck to the station, which I'm going to drone over packaged fuel from the pyramid, so I'm making a lot of excess over there. So would it make sense to oh, look at Beans on the run. Something got him. So does it make sense to possibly put that platform, let's get this off there, put that platform up high, and then maybe we can have the underneath be essentially just a drop-off station for the trucks to drive in? I mean, some of this other, these close-by resources could potentially just be belted over. Okay, come on, thank you. Let's just go ahead and, while we're here, let's just knock all these little caps off. I'd get them off anyway. The other thing to consider also is the capacity of the trucks in getting this stuff over to the station. Like, all that's going to factor into it. Right? Because a train platform and a train holds how much? We'll look here in a second. 32 slots, and limestone is should be 100 stack, right? Yeah, so each train car can carry 3,200. But I think I planned that ahead. You know, we're gonna have to make a little trip over. Dun, dun, dun. Let's spread the train over. We want to go to Quartz Limestone Station. All right, let's ride over here real quick and think about this. I'm pretty sure, so I think I made that station 10 stations, 10 platforms in length. But I think I designated only a few of them for limestone. I.e., you know, if each train can carry 3,200, I really only need 3 cars. Ever. Like, that's all I'm ever gonna need. Because I only need 8,000 limestone coming in. So if I'm filling up 2 cars from the grassy fields, all right, go ahead and finish. I am hopeful that I labeled this. Not label it. Maybe I labeled it on the other side. Sort of labeled it. Okay, there's my 8,040. So I've got 10 780 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're saying 6 cars. I don't think there's going to be a need to fill up 6 cars. That's going to be way too many. Way too much stuff. You know, but that's assuming that I have these things full every time. So the concrete station over in the grassy field needs to be six platforms long. And then what does well, I guess we'll just start with that. It just needs to be 6 stations long. jump on you. I don't know where you're going, but we're going to take you back over there. So we planned for 6. I mean, I'm gonna have to do 6. I can't do anything less than that because that's super annoying. Get that out of the way. I just have to do six cars because that's how my belts are set up. So what does that mean? Because the amount of resources that I can pull out of the grassy fields technically would only fill 2 full cars. All right, sorry about that. I had a kid calling in on me. Let's get rid of this. So I guess the question is, okay, so those have 48. Those have 24. So the station is in between those. How much does a damn truck carry? Truck's got 48. All right, so if a truck's got 48 and a train's got 32, because it doesn't really even matter what the truck has, right? Okay, so I don't know why my brain is not working on this. If we can get 5,400 from all the nodes per minute, see, that doesn't seem right. That's saying it would have to have 112 trucks, which is accurate because the math is the math. No. Ding dong. Two trucks. Because each truck can literally carry 4,800. You could almost drive. Oh, let's do this. You could almost drive a truck. Like all 5 of these. In a route. And it would be able to pick up every single bit of it. Boom, boom, boom. Impure. Let's do this again. No, we want that. Come on. So impure, impure, normal, impure, normal. 3 normals, 3 impures, and 2 normals. Oops, I want my spreadsheet. 3 impures. And 2 normals. So that's 900 plus 1,200 is 2,800. So those Those 5 nodes is 2,800. Now that would be assuming that one could run that route in a minute, correct? Right? Start here. Hit this one. These 2 could probably be combined. That's 3. And then you got 2 over here. 4, 5. Then you kind of bring the rest in. Man, this is... I mean, once I get it, I'll get it. But getting it is going to be a frickin' mess. Alright, so I think what would be good... Let's just kind of get a top-down shot here. Like, I'm tempted... This is a nice clean area up here. It's really nothing besides a bean there. Could almost build my platform here. My station. It's kind of good access to drive trucks into. Kind of up this direction. Come in from this direction. I think this is what we do. But what height do we want to set this at? That's going to be the key. I'm tempted to just come off this height right here. Very, very tempted to do that. to build a blueprint for this. Yeah, we're going to build a blueprint for this. Oh, no. We don't want to do that. Probably want to just put that black 5x5x1. Okay, this is going to be train station left. It's certainly not how you spell train. Oh shoot, I already had a 5x5. Helps if you remember what previous blueprints you've done. Let's do that one. Save. Alright, makes this a lot easier. And I'm short on steel beams. Come on, one more. One more. Okay, so is this going to be big enough for 10 stations? This I'm not confident in. It is certainly not. Okay. It's gonna be a huge ass platform. How many is this? It's 11. Well, we don't want this here. We really need this kind of open through here. Because you're gonna need access from so we'll need a down ramp to get down to the bottom level from up here. Which is no problem. We can throw that here. Built plenty of them over there. We're going to need a crossover. Either a crossover or a turnaround. Turnaround's not a bad idea. I could potentially build something to where it drops down and kind of does a U-turn underneath and comes back up and exits out like this, but it's gonna have to come from further back. I feel like this is not enough room. Okay, so this doesn't have to be, so this is the quartz and limestone. We're only using the first 6 as limestone, right? Oh, come on. My fingers are all over the place tonight. What is going on? There we go. That's 6. Yep, so 10. So technically, you, and you are not needed here. I'm not picking up any quartz here. But okay, and I will be picking up. Which side did I put this on? Cutting that close, aren't I? Because we want to have some sort of storage. Well, I want some sort of storage and some sort of sinking. we put these like right next to each other? Maybe not right next to each other. Half a foundation apart. Let's see. Is there gonna be any Caterium to pick up here? Yes. Is there gonna be any coal to pick up? Yes. There's like one node over here for coal, isn't there? There's 2 nodes. It's an ass ton up there. This is good because we have quartz up here. So we've got a pure. So we will be picking up coal. We'll pick up iron. And I guess we really will pick up Caterium, but it's only going to be like one platform. Oh, you know what? This is not going to work. We're going to have to go wider. Shoot. All right, take 2. Let's do... Let's give us 1.5 platforms over here. All right, let's slide this one over. Okay, this one we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think this works. Now we're gonna need a little bit more room here than we gave ourselves over there. These are gonna be like nothing. We don't, I mean, because this is gonna be Caterium and coal and bauxite, and there's no bauxite over here. Hey, how are you doing? Can't read your these. Melee only. I think I said that right. How you doing this evening? Yeah, I mean, because we're literally... Let's check the... Yeah, there's literally one Caterium node that I can't even exploit all the way because I don't have Mark 6 belts. And 2 coals. So in reality, like this is it. This is all I need for the. I put that in the wrong direction. You're watching a video and saw the stream. Well, I appreciate you jumping in. Yeah. So right now I'm trying to figure out, like, we're on resource gathering duty to feed that monstrosity in the background there. It's an ingot factory. So I thought the easiest thing to start with is going to be grabbing the Greenfields resources, which I'm not 100% sold that that's going to be the easiest thing, but that's what we're going to do. It's kind of a bummer that this is such a large platform, and the only reason is because of this one station, but I don't think I mind it. I'm just trying to think, is there another way that we could potentially shrink this down? I mean, we could maybe just bring one line in and then it breaks off. No, because those trains are gonna be bigger anyway, so they need the whole thing. Because if you look here, yeah, we have to do that because, like, look, the coal station is like 9 long, and even the Caterium ones, you know, got a little distance to it, so we can't really do that. Like, we just need to run these things all the way out. Yeah, bigger is better. I'm just thinking more on the along the lines of the time this is going to take me to do the aesthetics portion of it. That's a little bit of self-preservation. does this one stop? Right here. Ooh, right there. This world I'm at. $485 hours. So it's kind of gone this way. I've got where the hell is it? I got a starter factory over here. That was about an hour, maybe a little bit more. If you count like the beginning part of the game where all the exploring and all that stuff, call it 150 to get all this stuff done. Then I've got this power pyramid. Where are we at? Way over here, which is this guy. That's a 100 megawatt turbo fuel power pyramid. So that was about an hour. Call it an hour. That's about right. And then this ingot factory has been the rest of the time. This thing has just taken so much time. I mean, significantly more than I was anticipating it taking. So if you're going to be here for a few, I'm actually going to take a break here in about 5 minutes. Need to refill my coffee. We'll run over there and just take a little peek at this, because the last couple of streams I finished up the quote unquote belt highway that is going to end up taking all the materials, all the ingots, once they get going through here, out to a distribution set. So these are inputs, and then the last time I finished up the output side of it. Are you a satisfactory content creator? I wouldn't consider myself that. I like to play the game and just stream it for fun. That's it. I've got a brain that loves to solve problems and build things, and this game scratches all those itchy spots, so to speak. Okay, so I'm liking this. We are going to need to figure out how to get on this line, right? Which is probably easier said than done. I mean, in reality, that's it, right? Got a new subscriber. Well, I appreciate that. You've never seen anybody stream it before? There's a handful of people that stream it. It just depends on what time you're actually looking for it. Like, so normally, I want to redo this. I don't like how that. So no, I've been streaming more. Maybe we want to come further. I've been streaming more lately. In the evenings, where historically I was early in the morning, because I get up 2-3 o'clock in the morning, right? Just out of habit, which has caused me, like, the first months of streaming, when I do that. Okie Sooner, I've been using roundabouts, a little tricky setup sometimes, but they were great. I've never used roundabouts for trains. But anyway, so streaming at 2-3 o'clock in the morning in the US don't get a lot of US watchers. It's a lot of Europeans. So like the core, the people that usually jump on and have watched me over the past 6 months or so have been from France, Germany, you know, United Kingdom, stuff like that. But I've tried to do a few more like evening time streams to try to catch this side of the pond, so to speak, right? I don't mind that. It's a little tight. I wonder if I could kind of bring that out further. Ooh, that's better. That's much better. Let me check this. Trying to check the interactive map. Make sure I didn't miss something before we run over and use the or take a look at the Ingot factory. No, looks like it. You're from the US, so you're not wrong. A lot of people are sleeping. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I catch more of the US side definitely streaming at this hour than 2-3 o'clock in the morning Central. I'm in Texas, so Central time. All right, let's run over here. I'll show you this Ingot factory. It's taken me many hours. That's still not finished. I do have water running to it, so that's a huge plus. And I was able to problem solve all of that. So here's all of the water pumps that are feeding this monstrosity. They come along this pipe corridor, highway, line, whatever you want to call it. And they get fed up through the middle. What's the best way to show you how this is going to operate? Illinois. So there you go. You're on Central too. All right. So kind of where to start. So these, let's just zoom in here. So these here are where the resources are going to be coming in, right? So like this first one right here is the one we're kind of working on. This is the quartz and the limestone. They're going to come in along the belts here and here, along with the caterium and the bauxite. Everything kind of comes along here. And let's just take, say, this side for example. So you've got quartz, you've got limestone getting fed. Been working on, like I said, I've been working on this for months. It all gets fed into underneath here on this level, on both sides, and the other side's getting the iron, the copper, and the coal, right? This stack here, this is building nothing but silica using the raw quartz limestone alternate recipe. So here's all your inputs, right? Feeding this tower, and it's kind of a, so what it is a octagon center. So eight different factories here, and each of the factories is a pentagon. So my outside side is the elevator access kind of logistics side, and then it goes in a well, it wouldn't be a circle, concentric circle, concentric pentagon. So like I said, so this is for silica. So it's feeding the quartz and the limestone and kicking out the silica. This one over here is concrete, using the wet concrete. So you've got your limestone and water coming in, and then you've got your concrete coming out. Same thing with the quartz over here. Feeding your quartz and your water. Out comes the quartz crystal, and then this just kind of repeats itself, right? So you got deuterium, aluminum ingots, steel ingots, iron ingots, and copper ingots. And this was designed, hopefully, if my math is accurate, fingers crossed that my math was accurate. So each one of these should spit out the amount of ingots that I need to go to 8 or 9. Shoot, I don't even remember now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 different factories that are going to do like some more base products. They're going to do, there's an electronics factory, there's a turbo motor factory, there's a heavy modular frame factory, you know, all those different ones, which I don't know where those are going to be yet because I haven't gotten that far. So this central corridor is where all the water's running up to the top so it can gravity feed down. Like, well, let's just go up to the top of, well, here, you can just look at these, right? So this is the concrete one. So these are all full with water. I turned all the water on and got it filled into all of the different machines. So it's preloaded. So this central corridor is filling all the water, right? All your outputs come down. And then it's into this mess. I can't even... Here, this is the best way to describe it. So everything drops down here, and ignore this, please. There's clipping galore, just because I've got multiple different. Base looks futuristic. That was the goal. So I'm glad that translates properly. So I've got, like I said, it's an octagon with a pentagon and then a world grid. So what the heck is... We got a problem. Good thing we came in here. Mark 2, Mark 5, Mark 5. I forgot to fix this one. Turkey. Okay. So anyway, you've got like 3 different grids kind of meshing into one. So it was just inevitable that I was going to have belt clipping. I mean, it just happened. I mean, it's going to happen. So this is the outputs. So here is kind of a shot of this entire ingot factory and what it's going to make, right? You've got concrete, quartz crystal, silica, deuterium ingots, copper ingots, iron, steel, aluminum. And then it's going to each of the different, it's labeled, each one of these belts is going to a different factory. So I've got a base factory, aluminum factory, a control systems factory, computers, electronics, turbo motor, steel factory, heavy modular frame factory. What else? What else am I missing? Advanced iron. Like, just there's a ton of them, right? So they all travel down here, and I want to be able to pressure test this, right? There's no sense in me doing all of this work to kick it on and then it just have mass hysteria going into all of these train platforms, right? So I spent the last 2 or 3 streams doing this mess. So what this is doing, and this is 90 lines, 90 belts, 90. Excuse me. And then this is 90 awesome sinks. So I've got these connected up, and they're currently set up to where these are controlled by power, right? So when the power's on and I have resources running, everything's going to run to the sinks. Nothing's going to run to the train platforms. I kill the power, it's going to start going to the train platforms. So this will allow me to pressure test the entire factory before I start dumping materials into the train and start taking them out from there. So um, this is just a huge overflow system, right? So it comes in, hits its smart splitter, goes off to the sink, or it goes off to the train station that it needs to go to. So you've got, you know, this is going to look, this is what I'm the most excited about right here is one, catching. Now you're never going to see every single ingot on this deal the way I've got it, because it's 3 by 15. You're going to see the top, right? That's just part of it. You're not going to see anything unless you come down in here, right? You're not going to see any of these. But when you get here, I think this is going to be extremely cool looking, because you're going to have materials going this way and this way and this way. They're going to be crisscrossing, right? Because if I only have, say, advanced iron sinks and the computer sinks on, but everything else is off, that means the advanced iron ingots and the computer ingots are going to be running left to right if you're looking at this way, and everything else is going to be running right to left while it's all coming down these. So I'm really excited to see what this is going to look like once everything gets kind of saturated and filling. I think it's going to be really cool looking. And I hope it works. Like, that's the next key, right? Is I need it to work. But that's TBD. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, first step is no, I've done 0 tests. Nothing. I mean, I could if I wanted to, right? Like, I could come in here, I could throw a container in and toss it on and just make sure it works, but that's kind of, it's part of the fun of it for me, is I'm 99.9% sure in my rationale and abilities to do this. I'd rather like have it go when everything's turned on and work from there. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen, right? I've thought about this. So the worst thing that I think is going to happen is this. So say, let's call it limestone, which is going to take, is going on this one right here, right? Okay. So we're picking up the limestone over here. It comes in, gets dropped off. Say everything works perfectly to go up into this. This is the concrete tower, right? Say this works, and then it starts exiting and coming down, and it's just bedlam right through here, and something gets clogged up. The worst thing, well, there's 2 worst things that could happen. One, I've got something going on a belt to somewhere I don't want it to go, right? That I could at least trace down. But if stuff starts backing up, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world, right? Like if I've got limestone backing up, yeah, it'll back up into the train station, sure, and then the train will get filled up, and that'll back up to wherever you're picking it up from. I may end up putting some sinks over here or wherever I'm picking it up from and just kind of capture some of that. But the worst thing that could happen on a backup on the train side is you have too much of the material, right? Not the opposite problem of not having enough. So I'm going to flood this thing with too much, and if it backs up at the source, then it backs up at the source. Now, if I've got stuff on the wrong belt as it comes through here, yeah, we're hosed. I mean, I'll have to trace all those back. But I plan on doing this. I'm not gonna have it to where the entire thing gets kicked on at once. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is do, like So the quartz tower, the limestone or the concrete tower, and the silica tower, right? They use two resources, quartz and limestone. That's it. So I kind of want to bring all the quartz and all the limestone in, kick these three on. Let's pressure test these three. Then we'll move to the Caterium. And then we'll probably move to iron. Then maybe copper. And probably leave steel and aluminum last. Well, I can't really, iron and steel have to go on at the same time because I've got this is using the steel ingot recipe is the one that uses the iron ingots. So I do have iron ingots coming from this tower over to this tower. So these kind of need to be turned on at the same time, are relatively close, right? So it uses, I forget which it's iron ingots and coal, right? So that's going to be a little tricky. And then, the aluminum is got to use bauxite and coal. So those are going to be a little tricky. Everything else, the copper, I could just run all the copper ore in here and make it happen, right? So anyway, all right. Let me take a small break real quick. I need to refill my coffee, stretch the legs a little bit. I've been going about an hour and a half. So if you want to hang tight for a few minutes, I'd appreciate it, and I'll be back in a few. Oh, let me answer this question real quick. Do you have a different train station for all the resources? I will, but that literally what you saw when you jumped in when I was building that platform, that's the first. Like that's the first one that I built. I have not hooked up any resources coming in. Like that was the start of it. So it's going to be a work in progress, but we'll look at that when I get back. All right. Let's head back over to the grassy fields. I do want to look at this real quick because I'm going to have to do the same thing. Let's turn, let's make it daylight for a bit. So what did we do here? We did 4x4 coming off, and the 2-meter ramp, double ramp. What did I do here? Did about the same. Oh, I have the same concern. There's no guarantee any of this will work. This has all been conceptual. I was hoping to catch a train on its way back over here. We could ride it, but okay, so we are going to need a down ramp and, well, how are we going to get out? I guess that's the next question, right? Dun, 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 dun. Can we make this turn? We can make this turn. Oh, hello. Mhm. I like the way the train looks because it reminds me of Black Panther with the vibranium trains. Man, it's been a minute since I've seen that movie. But I do believe you're correct. Okay, so this is an easy transition if we're coming from this direction. We do need to get it to where it's connecting when it comes down. Because we're at the top. I wonder. Okay, we did 2x2 and then the double ramp. Double ramp 2-meter. Black. Hmm. Wonder how this is now. See, that's not going to look very good. What are we going to have to do here? Now we could do this. That's not bad. Yes, correct. So worst case scenario, at least on the output side, if I have those sinks turned on, everything will overflow into that. Correct. Now the input side, TBD. Don't know if I like that. Let's see. Let's run this down. Let me think about that. And I definitely don't like that. Let's redo that. Okay, that's better. And it's awfully tight. I mean, it's not bad. A little bit of clipping, but nothing. Alright, come to a stop, please. I mean, I think I can live with this. Don't know if I can live with this. This is a little... That's a little much, but I really can't get it any closer. Unless I go like right there. And then I have massive clipping. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for jumping in, and have a good day at work. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, so what are we gonna do here? I almost needed to go back one. Okay, what if we do this? Hope if you put the thing down properly. Okay, so that's cleaner there. But can I make this work here? Not really. Not without it looking horrendous. Eesh. Mm-mm. Nope, I don't like that. I mean, it can do that, but that's... That means I need to delete... I need to delete 2 of these, and I don't... I mean, it's not really the worst thing in the world. But it's also not the best thing in the world. Alright, let's get rid of that. You and you go. You go. Yeah, I'm not super mad at that. It's let's get rid of these. Oops. Okay, then we need a crossover here, not a shift. Ooh, I don't know if we can do this. Can we do this on a downhill? We can. Huh. Okay. Sure. Okay, so we've got access from both directions here. You know, I kind of want to leave those. That actually doesn't look bad. Let's put those back up here. What is this gap? I don't remember having that. Hmm. Weird. Bum, bum, bum. Not much to do as far as looks. 100% agree. That's the one thing I've always struggled at. The aesthetics and how things look. I'm more of a function over form sort of. Now I've got aspirations to make that thing look um, really good from the exterior, but I don't want to do the exterior until I've got it all working on the interior, if that makes sense, because it's going to be tight in there. Yes, I need to put my signals. I haven't done it yet. I kind of want to figure out how I want to get this side of the train tracks over here before I put the signals down. We don't need these anymore. Oh. I probably could have left that one. Yeah, so I don't know if I want to... I don't know what I want to do here. I don't know if I want to just have a big kind of loop out or because I definitely don't want to have it just being accessible from this side unless we put a roundabout sort of deal out this way. There's more gaps here. I don't remember these being here, but then again, it's been a minute since I laid all this. So we could do some sort of roundabout, right? But how feasible would that be with... I've never seen one done with two lines, unless you feed them into one first, right? Get rid of all those. And I don't necessarily want to have it to where the roundabout is having to be used every single time. Yeah, I'm learning trains for the first time. I mean, I've got 2,000 hours in this game, and I've never used trains to this extent, so this is a learning process for me as well. Yeah, the signal thing, so I've got signals on this setup, and they're working, but it was more of a trial and error thing. Like, these are all block signals, and then when I go into junctions, I use path signals. But like this instance right here, I can't remember. I mean, I did them way over there. And I can't remember if I did block or path. I may have to go over there and look and see what I did. So maybe we do a down ramp. No. Maybe we do an up ramp. No. So if we threw a roundabout underneath here, let's get rid of these. If we threw a roundabout on the underneath side, what would that do? We could certainly bring it back up here and tie it in. Because you'd have to do something like this. Would you start it there or would you start it here? I think you'd start it here. No, I want the ramp. There we go. You know, you kind of have to do something along these lines. I need to go further than that. Something like that for that train to clear. Height-wise. See, this is becoming more convoluted than I think it needs to be. Essenber with the rate of 22 people. Hey, I think you hit me last Monday too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm assuming you're finishing up your Monday night stream. Well, you came in a great time if you want to see some mass confusion. Did a few hours on some old factories. Well, I've done 2 hours and really haven't got nothing done, so, which is about par for this game, right? You could spend hours and just have nothing done. You got some new factories installed? Yeah, I'm still working on this beast that I was working on last week. Right now I'm in the resource gathering mode. Right, this is, I figured the easiest spot with the most resources closest to the factory, the grassy fields. Let's get over here and let's start getting some lines set up to get some of this material in, the raw resources. But now I'm stuck on how I want to get the trains over here. I like this setup. This is how it's going to have to be for the amount of space that I have and need. You know, and I can mess with the look of it later, but right now I'm kind of on the struggle bus to figure out how I want to get the trains over here. I've kind of determined that this is the best course of action to get this side of the train line over and on. You know, we got the top section and the lower section. I think this works, and I'm not too upset about it. But what I'm trying to figure out now is how do I get this side, right? that I don't know. I was just trying to play around with what if I threw a turnaround on the underneath side. So that's kind of what I was messing with, because the options are do a turnaround on the underneath side or build in some sort of roundabout kind of further down there. But then again, I don't necessarily want to I don't want to have it so that every train has to use it. You know what I mean? Not that I'm going to have a ton going through there, but I also don't know how I would build a roundabout with 4 lines. Technically 2 lines. I mean, I guess it would have to just be a double roundabout, right? I mean, I guess we could play with that. I mean, how big would it have to be? Like, could you start it, say, here, and then curve it out and around? Probably could. Well, let's try that. Let's see. Where is... Do I want to use this? No, I don't want to use that. Curves can be done pretty tight. Yeah, but I don't, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I want it tight. Because I kind of want to keep... Where's this hitting? I feel like that's not right. Because it wasn't. That's not right either. Where is this actually going? It was off. No, let's get it off blueprint mode. Okay, that's the right height. Is it there? Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, you have a good evening, get some rest, and maybe we'll catch you next Monday. We'll see you later. All right. Enough messing around. Make you go. Okay, that's where we want to be. That's where we want to be. Okay, that's lined up. Go there. Let's put you back. Oops. Let's just do a bunch, do 4 of these. 3 of them. Let's do 3 of them. Or do we want to do 4 of them? We can delete what we don't need. You know, it'd be easier if I just do the same thing over here. Where is it? So it falls. My little feet running. We're halfway through that thing. Okay, let's come over here. We're gonna have a little bit of clipping. We can fix that though. All right, so halfway through here, down. Okay, we're gonna call this as the space to put this roundabout in. I kind of want to get it centered around this guy. I think that would look pretty cool. Or how far back am I gonna have to start? No, we have to come off this. We have to come off the inside first. It doesn't even need to be a true roundabout necessarily, right? Signals are not hard. If you could enlighten me, Okie Sooner, I'd appreciate it, because I've always found them difficult, but I may just be overthinking the damn things. What do we want to do this? Pick a center point? How far out did I go? 2. I guess this begs the question, do I really want these crisscrossing like this? If anybody has some insights, I would greatly appreciate it. Trains are not my forte. This seems like a stupid idea. But then again, how many trains are actually, I mean, we put signals across here, right? I guess the next question would be, could I even get I can't. That's frustrating. We kind of have to do this in 2s. Does that look about the same spacing? It's pretty damn close. No. Not close. I would need to go halfway, wouldn't I? Do we really want to go right here? Or do I want to give it a little bit more room? That's 1.5. 1.5. Probably needs to be right there. How does that look? That doesn't look bad. 1.5. 1.5. I may live with that. I kind of like that. How in the world we would signal this up? Your guess is as good as mine. Let's see if we can get rid of that and get rid of that. Definitely get rid of this guy. Placeholder. Okay, so everything from the top can turn around. And then we really just need to build a we need to build a bottom to on bottom level to top level. Okay, that was definitely in the wrong spot. Why am I trying to run? Thank you. No. Why that guy didn't want to grab onto there. Alright, now we can go up. Okay, can we make it? With enough room. Tie those suckers in. It's close. I may have not enough space here. How the hell did I do it over there? Because I used the same spacing method between the these decorative segments. I know I did. Okay, that's not going to go through because we have signals in the way. It's still too, it's just too tight. Hmm. Just a bit too tight. Alright, I think I need to run over there and look. Is there a train I can catch? I know I had the same spacing over there, and I made it work, and I can't remember for the life of me how I did that. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I did have more space. I had a lot more space. And I did some crisscrosses here. Pass signal, pass signal, pass signal. Block, block. Interesting. Yeah, I had, so we did 7 before I went up. Got a full 4 up here. Interesting. Maybe want to add these back in. Yeah, I definitely had more space here than I've got over there. Maybe we scoot it back a little bit. We could scoot it back a little bit. Watch out, coming through. So technically, I guess we could pop off before here. Yeah, no, that'll give us enough room. We need to slide these back. Guess how tight can we get this here? Yeah, and then we can bump it up much sooner and give us... So what did I have? I had 4. I had 4 over there. So we do that number. I think we may even have to go one more. Let's see. Make that work. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right, we can get from the bottom to the top now. Why are you stopped? Because I need to put my path signals up here and blocking signals. And then these should be paths, correct? Going into an intersection. Those should be block signals. No, you put that in the wrong spot. Well, now, why is it working now? I feel like those are too close. Let's bring you back. All right, what am I doing wrong here? Blocking path. Do these not need to be here? Something's got to go here because it shouldn't shut down both. Should these be pass signals? Bum, 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 bum. We may have to pull out the trusty Google. Okay, so this is not accurate. Something's wrong here. All right, we're pulling out the Google. Bum, 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 bum. All right, pass signal when entering an intersection. Block when exiting. Put a block signal at the back of train stations. Not worried about train stations right now. If the train station exits into an intersection, put a pass signal on the front of it. Otherwise, put a block signal on the front of the station. Okay, so path signal when entering an intersection. All right, so we're entering an intersection here. So these should be path. And these should be path. And then these should be block. This doesn't seem right. Okay, so these should be path because they're entering an intersection. Block when exiting. So we're not exiting. Well, we're well this. I mean, this is technically correct, right? I don't know if we've got this right. Use block signals by default before any place that trains might collide. Alright, well, we're definitely testing this here. I mean, this seems to be working. I mean, it's not... Huh. It's blocking that intersection. I feel like I need something here. And we don't need the detonator. Huh. Okay, so what else did that say? The train station exit into an intersection. Put a path signal on the front of the station. Otherwise, put a block signal on the front of the station. I've always put block signals at the front of the stations. No, that needs to be here. So technically I think we need path signals. No, autosave. Path signals here. No. Okay, signal loops on itself. Well, why does it do that? So we would use path here. Path here. Okay. You don't like that. Why don't you like that? Why are you stuck? You're stuck because he was stuck. Okay, maybe this should be a block. Mm-hmm. Alright, so we should have path signals here. Still doesn't like that. Why does it not like that? Because of this guy? Does not help. Block has conflicting entry signal types. Sure. Makes sense. But we need something here. Starting to get jammed up. Well, this episode's going to turn into how not to run trains. Okay, so this is one big section. That's the problem. Something is askew. I mean, maybe we put blocking signals here? That seemed to work. There's literally no... Thanks for the follow, Satisfactory. Appreciate it. There's no rhyme or reason why this makes any sense. Like... Block, block, block. Path, path, right? Path, path. But then you go over here to this other side. Is it because I got two... Jesus. Path, path. Path, path. Because we're exiting. This one's entering. This one's exiting. So what do I have here on the exit? I've got path, path. But see, I have nothing here. That's the difference. So literally, I would delete this one. Then that screws with those. Oh my god. Well, let's not mess with a good thing. Okay, this seems to work. Let's try something. What's... Well, these aren't going to work because these aren't connected up to anything. Alright, we don't need any of this. Did I just break something? No. Still seems to be working. I mean, I don't have any. I don't have any inclination as to why that's working like that. But it's working, so we're going to leave it alone. Alright, so let's figure out this mess. So pass signals when entering an intersection. So we're in. Are we entering an intersection here, or we're exiting an intersection? Which one are we doing right here? Should we have paths here? And then blocks. Why can't you? Why, you don't want to. You don't want to cooperate. Boy, I royally screwed this up. I have literally no idea what to do for this. Shoot. Alright, so how do we isolate this, how do we isolate this properly? Anybody have any ideas? Okay, so these paths, those are blocking. Why is that blocked? That 1000% should not be blocked. Okay, that worked. Okay, I have a sneaky suspicion we should definitely block before we get to this intersection, right? And you should block before you get to this intersection. Yes. Okay. Then you path once you're over here. And then you path over here. And you block on the backside. And you block over here. There's no way this is right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. I think we're getting closer. Path. Now I guess should these be paths? No. Should you have nothing? Should have nothing. Okay. Path. Oh, no, this is screwed up. It's screwed up because somebody's in that intersection? No, nobody's in that intersection. I still think they should be blocking. That's the same. Let's get rid of those. Get rid of that. What does that do? That frees it up. Why are you blocked? You're not. Oh. Because that's one gigantic. Okay, so what if we did this? Okay. That shrinks it. Okay, so you can't go in there because potentially they could be taking the roundabout. Is that how I'm interpreting this? I think that's definitely how I'm interpreting this. So we need to somehow break. That's what we need to do. Okay, let's block you. What are these? These are paths. Do we throw a path here? I mean, that's better. But why is this yellow one going way back here now? Riddle me that, Batman. I'm making this way too difficult. Oh, there we went. Train collision. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. You go away. You go away. Can you come back here, please? What exactly are you doing? Alright, we're all sorts of jacked up here. Can you go away and you can go away? That fixes everything. But it doesn't really fix it because it won't allow I don't understand how to do this. Like they're just gonna perpetually get stuck because that one big blue section. How do I break the blue section up? So should it be, what are these? Those are paths, those are paths, and then this should be blocks. Okay. Yeah, we somehow have to figure out. See, that did absolutely nothing. Okay. Okay. No, not okay. So no one can enter. I mean, I think this is just how it's going to have to be. We're just going to have some trains queuing, right? We're just going to have them queuing until... Well, they've spread themselves out nicely. Okay, let's leave this like this for a hot minute. We need to find an exit for this platform. I don't even know if we're going to get to getting any resources tonight. Okay, so how the hell do we want to put these puppies back on? Do I want to do something stupid like this? Mm-hmm. Here we go again. No, that actually worked. Except for that's a huge block. What's up, Surplus? How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a minute. I think the last time I talked to you, you were going skiing or something along those lines. How'd that go? Come back in one piece? I think that's probably not the right thing to do there. Get rid of that one. Wonderful. Well, you missed a bit. I'll have to go show you all the progress that's been made. Right now I'm on the major struggle to figure out the proper way to signal this stuff. I don't want these intersections linked. What? I mean, I know I'm crossing them, but I don't want them. Is it? So I've got a, that's irritating. No one said anything but you. I've got a funny, like, buzzy feedback in it today. I don't know what's going on. I didn't think that it was actually making it onto the stream that way, but let me check something here. I don't know exactly what's going on with it. It seems like it's... It seems like it's spiking a little bit. A lot of it, actually. I don't think that's doing anything. Well, that brought it down a little bit. I guess I may have to play with it. I don't know, that's weird. I think it was working fine the other day. And then I went to put the headset on, and it had that kind of a funny feedback on it. So I don't know. I may just have to go in there to I may have, no. Let me see. Let's check it. No, I got the right one selected. I was playing with the filters and I may have just goofed something up, to be honest. It's a very high likelihood. But we can do a little playing around with it while... It seems like it's just going too high. Is it staticky or is it like I'm too loud? Staticky. Yeah, see, I'm getting that in my ears too. So it very well may be just my mic's all sorts of screwed up. I do have one other option. Let's do a little experimenting before I may take a break here in a few minutes. So I'm gonna switch over to a different microphone. But not yet. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hang tight. We're gonna... play around a little bit here. Since I've got you here, compressor. Let's move you here. Oops. Move you there. Turn that off. Move that up. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to a different mic and let's see how that works. So give me, actually, bring the volume down on it because I'm looking at it jumping all over the place right now and that'd be really loud. Okay. Alright, well I'm gonna switch over mics and we'll see how this works out.
Alright, I don't know if you're still there or not, but tell me if this is any better. We may try this for a few minutes and see how it works out. Actually, this may be a good time to go ahead and take a break. Let's do that. I'm going to take a break real quick. And we'll be back in a few minutes and pick up where we left off. Okay, I'm back. And this is the new microphone, so let's see how this see how this works. No issues? Sounds better? Perfect. Well, we're gonna run with it then. Let's see, what were we doing? We were trying to separate this section out. Yeah, that didn't work. That didn't work. Yeah, that is a pass signal. I mean, I've got paths. That's blocking signals. So these should be pass signals, is what you're saying? So this one should be a pass signal. No, because then it throws those off. Unless these both need to be paths. No. See, it's counterintuitive. I agree with you. But it's only working with them as blocking. So I need to have blockings after the intersection. Yeah, I think that's the problem, is they're going to run into each other. No, see, that didn't do it either. Let me think on this a minute. I didn't separate the one area. If you look at the colors, the tan is really big. Correct. And that's what I'm trying to block out. And thanks on the congrats for phase 4. Yeah, I finally at the end of last stream decided enough was enough and got those parts going. What do we do here? I mean, it's not the end of the world, except for... we need something on the back side of these. That would help. Oops, I don't want that. Yeah, that section is just way too big. But see, that doesn't do anything. Maybe the part behind needs to be a pass signal when it splits from the rail network. Back here? This one? Perhaps. No, that screwed it up. That did absolutely nothing. Yeah, it keeps saying whenever I do that, it says, well, we'll put it back and I'll show you. Block has conflicting entry signal types. We may just have to live with this. So this is a block signal set up at the entrance of the intersection. Right, this one. But once I turn this to a path, it undoes everything. It makes it not work. So if I change this one to a path, it screws everything up. Turn them all to path. Okay, but I still have this big section. So that should be good. So if a train enters in here, it won't necessarily block it. I'm gonna trust you on this one. Got a massive log jam over here. It'll only block the path that's needed. Okay. All right. Well, then we're going to leave it as is. So I'm wondering now if I should go ahead and, you know what we should do? We should start deleting some of these trains. And just put on the ones. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna go much longer anyway. I think what we want to do, I want to grab these trains as they come by, and I'm gonna delete them. And we're gonna start afresh. And then I'm gonna run. What do I want to run? At least one per platform. You hold up. Okay. Oh, got another one coming. Oh, down on the bottom. Did I just miss one? Come here. We'll see you later, Surplus. Oh, you come here. No. No, 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 no. I want that. Got 3 coming in hot. Where are they at? There's 1, 2. Where's the other one? Did we miss it? We did miss it. Dang it. We'll get him on the way back. Okay, should just be one more. Oh no, I lied. Got a bunch more coming. Guess I forgot how many I had on this line. Oh, 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 oh. Nope, got one coming back. Where is he at? Hold on. Ooh, there he is. All right, is that all of them? Oh, there's one more. All right, let's go grab him. That is all the trains I had out there. Okay. Let us label these for what they are. Okay, this can be grassy field, coal station. It's gonna be grassy field, Tyrium. Bauxite station. We don't need the space there. What's this one? This is labeled it Iron Copper Ore Station. Quartz limestone. Okay, let's set up some trains, shall we? So we know that the One, two, three, four. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the bauxite caterium needs to be 6. All right, so we're going grassy field. Okay, and then how long does the coal train need to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Grassy field coal. Okay. This one for sure is 10. Hmm. 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 See, that's gonna be a problem. Because this one's gonna need two engines. Now let's build this one. What this one's gonna need see, this one's 10 also. I mean, I guess we can try with one engine, right? One, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're doing grassy fields, limestone, ingot tower. Okay, let's see where these guys are at. Well, he's already on his way back. Let's see how he does. What he does, how he does. What's he doing? What's he doing? Okay. Now his path is free. Nice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm gonna build another one. Well, no. I guess we just let these run, right? Yeah, we're just going to let these run. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate everybody hanging out and watching along and watching me struggle. I think I'm gonna rename the title of this this VOD to "How Not to Run Trains." But anyway, regardless, I appreciate it. Hope everybody has a good rest of their week, and we will see you later. Bye.